Hello and welcome, my friends. Welcome to your exploration into Sagittarius. Now, before we get going, I do want to wish everybody who has a Sagittarius sun sign a very happy birthday. And no matter where Sagittarius lands in your astrological birth chart, this should be an amazing experience, as we do have that autumn, somewhat mutable or changeable, fiery energy. The Sagittarius energy, it does bring in a lot of truthful energy that may be something that you want to hear or not. That said, it is a very positive, very passion-fueled energy. The decks I have for today, I do have, this is the Crystal Visions Tarot, and then I have the Oracle of the Shapeshifters. I thought both, this had the playful fun of Sagittarius, and this does really bring in the fire of Saggy. All right, let's get into this. What does Sagittarius want to share with my friends? Now, I should say that we are going to be contending with a little bit of a challenge during partial, like some of Sagittarius and some of Capricorn. On, okay, ooh, that's always fun to see. On December 3rd, I think it's 13th, pretty sure. Let's check. Yep, December 13th, we have Mercury going into retrograde, which will add a very fun flip to Sagittarius. And this is the card that came very predominantly out. Sagittarius is going to flip things on its head. That reckless, very rebellious energy is coming in. Sagittarius needs you to shift. The universe needs you to shift. And the universe is using this very honest energy of Sagittarius to bring in that change, whether you want it or not. The Nine of Pentacles. That abundance card. We need to be focusing more on the abundance rather than the challenge, expectation, and demand. It's the challenge, expectation, and demand that is causing you the most problems. We need to shift what isn't working and embrace what is. The Nine of Wands in reversal. This is the card that has that man leaning on a wand who looks like he's had the snot beat out of him, and he just feels exhausted. We have that man who's leaning desperately on one wand and has 8 behind him. It looks like he's had the snot beat out of him. That exhaustion, that overwhelmed energy, the burden that we're carrying. Know that, again, this is what the Tower's talking about. We need to start to release this energy. It's not serving us. It's not helping us in any way. The Nine of Pentacles will, absolutely. The Nine of Wands just is adding to that heaviness, adding to the problems and challenges that we're facing. Now, should add in, we do have the double nines here. In this message, the angels are telling you that we are looking at a renewal and a release. Exactly what we're looking at in the Tower. Although the Tower's more abrupt, this is a little bit more gentle. Either way, Saggy is being clear. We need to shift things up. The Moon. The 18th card in the Major Arcana, and of course it does bring in the uncertainty and the fear Absolutely, we're looking at challenge, but it also brings in that goddess-like energy, that divine feminine to support us. We were taught at a young age, everything scary comes out at night, and to be afraid of the unknown. The unknown does not necessarily mean to harm us. It's being open to that different, to that shift in change, because we haven't been. This is also one of the gatekeepers. It's kind of in an arch here. Usually there's two pillars. You can see the two dogs. One's a wolf, one's a dog, and there's a path. This is a gateway card. We have that rite of passage, and it's time to embrace this shift and change so that we can start to see and feel better. We can start to embrace those positive aspects without strings attached. The Knight of Pentacles. Not surprising. It is all about that inner peace, that inner energy. And, well, we haven't been paying attention to it as much. We do have a lot of grounded stability in this reading, for sure. However, that focus in on self, in on patterns that need to be broken and released, hasn't been there. We need that. The Knight of Pentacles brings in the dedication, the perseverance, the willpower and drive to do what is important, to do what we need to do, face those fears and conquer. Six of Cups in reversal. Not getting stuck in the past. Those could'ves, should'ves, would'ves, let's be honest, can sometimes blow us out of the water. Adds in, to the strength and overwhelmed energy and feelings that come in with the 9. Yes, we need time for reflection. We have to have a better understanding of things. However, getting stuck in that past, not taking the information, getting stuck in the feels, well, I should have done that. If I had done this, it would have turned out better. That thinking is a swirling thinking that's going to bring in the Tower repeatedly. You're going to see it strike over and over until we can start to shift gears. This time is about that renewal, that release. It's time to do some work, and Sagittarius is going to support you with it. Sagittarius will not do the work for you. You do need to set those intentions. You do need to be the one in control here, getting on that horse and getting that work done. However, when we're working with Sagittarius, those abundant pieces are going to come forward. We're going to start to see the patterns that we need to heal and release. We're going to see those energies and feelings of being overwhelmed, burdened, the heaviness start to be lightened because we're lightening our load. We're not hyper-focusing in on things. We're letting those abundant areas shine. We're allowing those positive aspects of self to come forward, that high vibration to fuel us, rather than getting stuck in some of those challenges. That's definitely bringing in that Tower. I do enjoy the bluntness of Sagittarius. I won't lie. All right. Let's see what supports will help you guys embrace Sagittarius and get on that horse to get the work that you need to do done. Little wolf girl, it's all right to be alone. Now, know that it's not so much that you're going to be isolated and alone. This is more that build up, working on self. We need to do some aspects and pieces for us that is going to support us. Do I want you to hermit and disconnect yourself? Absolutely not. You do that, and what's going to happen is you're going to see the Tower come forward even more. This little wolf girl is very much connected in to the moon. Those wolves, that wilder side of self. Checking in to self. Using the tools of the lunar energy for your support. Because again, we want to work smarter rather than harder. And in November, this weekend, we are going to be seeing the full beaver moon, hello moon, come in and support us. In December, we're going to have the new moon right before Mercury retrograde on the 12th. So we do have that lunar energy to support us. Will we be able to do it as part of a group? No. This is individual inner aspects, not the collective right now. Artemis of the forest. Now you are independent and free. And I think that's what really reaffirming what the little wolf girl was talking about, was that independence. Being and connecting into you, those positive aspects, and releasing what's been holding you back, that stuckness. Because that stuckness is just amplifying and adding on to the burdens that we're feeling, that heaviness we're feeling. And again, Artemis is connected into the moon. Well, can we have any more moon associations? Let's look at any further insight and aha that Sagittarius wants to share. The Queen of Cups, the second most intuitive card in the deck, and again connected into the moon. Yep. Because you have that intuitional, creative energy of that lunar aspect, that goddess aspect. Again, going back to Artemis, as she is one of the goddesses of the moon. The Queen of Cups is connected also in, as she's the everyday personification of the High Priestess, which, again, connection to the moon. That lunar energy, that cycle, that's going to be important because Sagittarius is talking about that shift, that renewal, that release, which is part of cycles. The Queen of Cups reminds you sometimes the easiest and best way to connect in to some of this release, some of these energies, is through creativity. We have a number of cups. We have the wand. When we give ourselves a little bit of time, we give ourselves permission to connect into those creative aspects and elements of self, we're going to see some of that aha come forward. Because again, that intuition is there. Not to mention, guys, intentional bathing, it's a game changer. A lot of us can get into a meditative state in the shower. If that's where you think best, add some intention into that. Ask any and all high vibrational beings to help clearly share the insight and aha that you need right now. Ask them to help you degunk and get rid of what you don't need so that you can amplify those positive aspects. And then take a shower or a bath just like normal. The Hangman, the 12th card in the Major Arcana, also known as the Let It Go guy. Does not matter what challenges or what problems we're finding ourselves in. When we trust in the universe, we work with the universe, that's when amazing things happen. Usually, you can't see his arms. They're usually behind his back. And usually his legs are at a cross here. He has the same leg configuration as the world. And that's done intentionally. Because, again, we're at a crossroads here. Very much depicted in the moon and in the hangman. The hangman, we don't see his hands. We don't see what creativity, what solutions and ideas are coming forward to him. All we can see is his challenge. We're looking out from the outside in. We're missing some deep internal insight and aha that is there. And that's the piece. We do have a lot of solutions. We have the ability to make changes in our world, in our everyday. We cannot try and assume false control over self or others. We just need to have a bit of a release of these expectations, of these demands, these false controls, because they are minimizing our ability to connect in and utilize our true abilities, our true tools, our true self. The only thing you have control over is yourself. Everything else is a false perceived. We have the Queen of Pentacles in reversal. Very much talking about the instability that can come forward, especially when we're dealing with the Tower, breaking those patterns. Talking about the nurturing of self. We've been avoiding ourselves because there's so much we have to do. It feels like there's a ball pit of things that we're trying to juggle. Taking that breath, giving yourself a little bit of time. Again, we don't want to destabilize ourselves any more than we already will be, so that we can start to incorporate elements that are going to be meaningful. Being able to, yes, do a little bit of reflection into what's not working here. What do you need to release so that you can start to take some of these very amazing energies, these opportunities by the hand to make great shifts, changes, and growth for you. Now, I do have double queens here. These beautiful queens, they are the 13th card in the Minor Arcana. When you have that multiple 13, the angels are encouraging you to quiet your mind and listen to that intuition. That intuition will help you with some of the aha that we're looking for. I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today. I hope that this helped to shed some light into what you can expect from the reign of Sagittarius. Please note, you have the ability to shift things that are going to be really challenging and that you kind of want to avoid. The way you do that is by working with that universal energy and starting to make changes ASAP. Because the more we work with the Tower and the universe, we're getting out of that blast zone, if you will. We don't get that direct hit. We're flying away from it and maybe turning back going, ooh, that was a near miss. Thank God for that. And that's okay. It's about that shift, the change, the growth. Like always, I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me today. I hope that this did shed some light in what you can expect from Sagittarius. If you did like this session, please remember to give it a thumbs up, as it does help people find me on the sea of YouTube. More importantly for you, don't forget to subscribe and hit that little red bell, as I have so much more coming forward, and you don't want to miss any of it. And if you're looking for an added layer of support, I do have a Ko-fi and Patreon page. I've provided links below, so you can go check it out. Again, I want to thank you for joining me today in exploring the wonders of Sagittarius. Until tomorrow, my friends.